So let's learn about fiqh of fasting. Nahmaduhu nusalli ala rasulihil kareem amma ba'd. So faridatu siyam. Siyam means fasting and farida obligatory. So we're going to learn about faridatu siyam. Fasting is obligatory. Fasting is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, like fasting in the month of Ramadan. So when Ramadan comes, we have to do fasting. And here talking about mandatory fasting. Fasting is one of the obligatory pillar of Islam. And in this, we're going to learn the hadith عن أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا دخل رمضان فتحت الأبواب السماء وغلفت أبواب جهنم وسلسلة الشياطين. So when as soon as Ramadan start, what going to happen? You might have heard this hadith many times. Abu Huraira narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated, when Ramadan comes, the gate of Jannah are open and the gate of hellfire are closed, and the shaitan evil are chained in the prison, imprisoned. This is transmitted in Bukhari and Muslim. So we learn here, it is mentioned that Iza dakhala. Dakhala means dal, qaf, lam means entering. What enters here? Talking about Ramadan, the month of the Ramadan. As soon as the month of Ramadan starts, futihati abwab. Futihat is fataha yaftahu, to open. What it opens? Abwab. It's from bab, opening the gate. As-sama, sky. And وَغُلِّقَتْ, and closing what? Abwabu Jahannam. And here the gates of hell are closed. And وَسُلْسِلَةِ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Sulsila is from silsila, yani shayateen are chained in the, like they will be chained. So here we learn, this is mentioned in this book, and we are doing a book about fasting by Iqbal Kilani. And in this, the first hadith mentioned about fasting is one of the obligatory pillar of Islam. So when we learn fasting is obligatory pillar of Islam, and what we're going to learn in this, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بنيان الإسلام على 50. So Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma narrated, transmitted that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated, the Kamsin, like Bunyani Islam, the pillar of Islam, based on 5. Islam is based on 5 pillars. The five pillars of Islam. First is Khamsina Shahadata La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Allah is one and there is no deity, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Allah's Rasul, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then after that, Iqamus Salat. The second pillar is the obligatory of Iqamus Salat. When you say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, when you are a Muslim, then you do Salah, 5 mandatory, Salah. So that's the second pillar of Islam. Then by Itai Zakah. We give Zakah, we all Muslims give Zakah every year. Every year before Eid. You can give Zakah like in advance 2 years, but you have to pay off every year before the Eid. That is a Zakah. And then Al-Hajj. Hajj. Hajj is once in lifetime. If you are doing every year, that's really nice if you are getting the chance. But it is only once in lifetime. You are going and doing Hajj Badal, that's a different story. But mandatory Hajj is only once in lifetime. Sawm Ramzan, the 5th pillar is fasting in the month of Ramadan, whether it's 29 days or 30 days. And this is transmitted in Bukhari. So we learn that these are the 5 pillars of Islam, and we have to do it no matter what when we say we are Muslim, then we have to compulsory do this. So here we learn when Ramadan comes, the gates of Jannah are open and the gates of hellfire are closed. And the reward for performance of Umrah in the month of Ramadan. So the month of Ramadan, here talking about if you are like performing the Umrah in the month of Ramadan, what will be the reward? So here it says, here they divided in different percept. So percept number 3, the reward for the performance of Umrah in the month of Ramadan is equal to performance of the Hajj. It doesn't mean like you are exempted from Hajj. No, you have to do Hajj. That is once in lifetime, but you will be getting the reward equivalent to Hajj. That is the thing mentioned here. So Anas Atta Rahmatullah relates that he heard from Abbas radiallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked a woman of Ansar, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, had here this hadith talk about they were going somewhere regarding this matter related to the name of the woman, but he had forgotten the name. So why do you not accompany us to perform the Hajj? Some people were going. So the woman replied, we have 2 camels and my husband and the son gone to Hajj on one of them, and the other camel is in the house. So we transport water, etc. Like they don't have vehicles like today, so they use the camels for transportation. So she was saying, my husband and father took it, and the other one is I have one more that is for my transportation. So on hearing that, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when Ramadan comes, perform Umrah. Its reward is equal to that of Hajj. This is transmitted by Muslim. So what we learn from this, she has to go to Hajj, but she was not able to make it because they have only 2 camels, and one she was using for the household things. The another was took by her husband and the son. The husband and son, they gone to the Hajj. So here we learn that they are not exempted from the Hajj, but when you perform Umrah in the month of the Ramadan, you will get the reward of Hajj. So next hadith we learn, on the day of judgment, the fasting will intercede for the person who observe it. Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhuma narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated, fast and the Quran will intercede for the servant on the day of judgment. Fast will start saying, O my Lord, I have prevented this servant from eating and drinking and from satisfying his desire. So please accept intercession for him. The Quran will say, O my Lord, I have prevented this servant from sleeping in the night, any tahajjud time for worship. Please accept any intercession for him. So here intercession for both will be accepted. This is transmitted by Ahmad and Tabrani. So what we learn, this hadith was narrated by Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma. When 2 Sahaba narrate the hadith, then anhuma will be mentioned. So Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam what here stated, fast and Quran will intercede for the servant. Whoever recite it regularly and fast regularly every year, you are fasting 29 or 30 fast, and if you miss it like for a journey or because of the period or because of the sick, you should give the money, but later on you should complete your fasting if you have the capacity or ability to fast. So here as-siyamu wal Quranu yashfani lil abdi. So Yawmal Qiyamah, Yaqulu Siyama. So at the time of Qiyamah, these 2 will intercede a person, whoever is fasting and whoever reciting Quran regularly. So why we recite Quran just to have the competition with the others? No, we recite Quran, we yani Muslims, so that Allah gets pleased with us, and we want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Quran can intercede us. If you don't know how to read it, it's the best time, better to we learn, because nobody knows the perfect way. But if you start learning it, Allah will help you in that cause, inshallah. So the reward for every good deed of a person is increased by 10 to 700 times to the intention. Like, if you are doing anything good, the reward for fasting is like without measuring, immeasurable. Abu Huraira narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated that the reward for every good deed of a person is increased by 10 to 700 times according to the intention and the sincerity. But in respect of the reward for the fasting, that is, Allah says, fasting is for me and I myself shall bestow the reward. The person who fasts forgot his desires, eating and drinking for my sake, he will be entitled to two kinds of delights. One at the time of breaking the fast, and other at the time of meeting the Lord. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam further stated, the odor of the mouth of a person who fasts is more pleasing to Allah than aroma of musk. He further stated, fast act as a shield against sinful acts. Therefore, when any person is fasting, he should avoid obscene and absurd language. If anyone abuses him or quarrels him, he should say, I am fasting. This is transmitted in Bukhari and Muslim. So here it's a longer hadith. What we learn, first of all, every deed we do depends on intention, and intention is in your heart, and you will be rewarded for the intention. If your intention is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how much you will be rewarded in that at the time of Ramadan, it is immeasurable. Like yani, you will get infinity beyond your thinking. Allah will give you behisab, without any hisab. So it says 10 to 700 times Allah will increase that, manifold that, but your intention should have the sincerity. And next thing what we learn, fasting is only for the sake of Allah. Anybody knows that you are fasting? Nobody knows, right? Allah is watching you. You may hide and eat something or drink something, but nobody does that. No Muslim does that. Every Muslim, they sincerely do fasting. They don't drink, they don't eat, they don't sleep properly. They do just to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is saying, this is for me, fasting is for me, and Allah will reward the fasting. Like, you can't even imagine how much he will fast. For the fasting he will reward, and fasting is for me and I shall give you the reward, means Allah will give the reward. And there are two kinds of delight. What are the two kinds of delight here? When you are fasting, when you open the fast up, when Maghrib prayer, at the Maghrib azan, at the sunset, when you break the fast, how you feel delighted. That is the one thing it is mentioned, one delight. One of the time when you break the fast at the time of Maghrib, and the other when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the another delight. And Allah's Messenger further stated, the odor of the mouth. When you don't eat or drink, there will be a certain kind of odor in your mouth. So that odor, that is more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the angels, more than an aroma of musk. Like, just imagine like a ether or perfume kind of thing. So he further stated, fasting is a shield, it's a junnah from sinful act. We all do mistakes, so it's a junnah, it's a it's a protection for us. So we should avoid bad language, bad behavior, arrogance, and misbehaving. All these things we should avoid, because if somebody is quarreling, fighting with you, you should say, I am fasting, and not watching anything bad. Some people, they think if you are fasting, you can sit in front of TV, or sit in front of any gadget and watching anything or playing the games. No, fasting, you, in order to you want to please to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is just not eating, drinking. not using bad language, not doing bad behavior, not doing sinful act. You want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have to be complete submission towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Read Quran, do good deeds. If you want to sleep, that is also ibadah because you want to sleep so that your energy is saved and you want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll end here. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika.